Hi guys. So today I'm going to be addressing questions regarding gastric bypass surgery. For those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you know that I used to weigh 360 pounds. I had gastric bypass surgery. December 3rd of this year will make 10 years since my gastric bypass surgery. I received an inbox on yesterday from a YouTube user who watched my weight loss journey video, and I'll post a link to the video down below if you haven't seen it, so that you can kind of get a better understanding of why I received the inbox. The person expressed that they were having surgeries in a couple of weeks and they're really scared of death. And that they're a parent, and they were asking me questions about me having my stroke. For those of you who don't know, I had a stroke immediately following my surgery, and they were asking me if the stroke was due to my surgery. The stroke was something that just happened. My body just couldn't, it just couldn't handle it. And even with my gastric bypass surgery, I didn't have any known health conditions when I decided to have gastric bypass surgery. I was pretty much a healthy fat girl. So, no, it wasn't, the stroke was not caused, quote unquote, caused by the surgery, but it's just something that happened. It was, just freak incident. Stuff happens. But I was comforted, because I had a great physician who explained to me everything that went along with gastric bypass, and even the potential of death. And the thing about that, the death factor is such a low percentage when it comes down to gastric bypass patients. It's just like, it wasn't a big worry to me thinking about, oh my God, I might die when I go in here. And maybe that's because when I went in, I was prayed up. I took the Lord in with me, and I literally believe in that. I believe in the blood of Jesus. And I tell you, because of my faith, it kept me calm when I was going through the situation to where I couldn't move and I couldn't talk. And, I'm sitting there coughing up cups of blood and, not being able to care for myself. Because I knew that God was going to take care of me, that calmed my spirit. I don't know what you believe or what you do. What is it that makes you happy? Think about your kids. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for you? At first, I would hope you're doing this for yourself and for your health and bettering you, and take that to heart. And then also, for me, it was a big deal about my kids when I went in to have my surgery. I was like, gosh, I can't, I really don't want to be big anymore. That was just like a big thing. My daughter at the time was 2 and my son was 4 when I had my surgery. That's been a long time ago. And I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do this. And it took me 3 years to decide whether or not I wanted to have gastric bypass surgery. With my doctor, I researched, and I had long conversations. I had an educational course. I know you only have a few weeks before you actually have surgery, but find a support group in your area that can help you. ObesityHelp.com is a great resource. Black Candy, I'll have a link to her page down below. She's a great resource for information here on YouTube. I love watching her channel. Motivation. She's awesome. She doesn't just do gastric bypass, videos about, weight loss and gastric bypass, but you can go back on her videos and it's just going through, her things. And I'll have some links to some other pages that I feel like could be beneficial to you and could help you throughout your journey. The biggest thing is to know why you're doing your surgery. What's that purpose? What's the purpose behind you doing your surgery? For me, I feel that it's important that you stay prayed up and be ready, because I don't like being scared, and fear is something that I try to keep out of my vocabulary. I do have a concern about, oh my goodness, I don't want to gain my weight back. Here I am 10 years later, and I don't want to wait. My biggest thing, I don't want to ever be fat again in my life. And that's something that I think about a lot. I don't I do whatever it takes so that I don't get to that point ever again. If I feel like I'm being a little edgy, because I'm in one of the exceptions to the rule to where I can tolerate just about anything as far as my eating habits. I don't have any problems with dumping syndrome and things of that nature. And I had open gastric bypass surgery. I didn't have laparoscopic. I didn't have the lap band, all this new stuff. I had, open gastric bypass surgery. So, it's just, if any advice that I can give you as far as communications between you and your doctor with easing you is to actually just have an open dialogue. Make sure, I really hope that you and your doctor, your physician, have a really good communication thing. And you know your body better than anybody else. Your doctor can advise you. If they didn't feel that it was safe for you to have surgery, honey, they would not schedule you to have surgery. It's not, gastric bypass is not something that's just handed out anymore. I know at one point they were just giving any and everybody gastric bypass surgery. Now it's not like that. So if your doctor feels that, you're on point with having surgery, I feel comfort in that. Just make sure that you have an open dialogue with them. Follow the guidelines. Whatever guidelines that your doctor gives you for your surgery, it's very, very important that you follow them. Very important that you follow them. I can't emphasize on that enough. I started preparing myself 3 weeks before I had surgery. I actually converted over to a liquid diet to prepare my body for going through the changes of not being able to eat certain foods. So I went over to a liquid diet and got myself ready so that when I went in and had surgery, I was kind of ready. So, when I came out, it wasn't such a big shock that I can't have any food. The only problem that I did have was the Coke. I couldn't have any more Coca-Cola, but now it's not even a big deal. I don't really miss soda, so, it's not a big deal not to have a Coca-Cola. But I think those would be that would be my advice to you, is to just have an open dialogue with your physician in regards to what your concerns are. Put your concerns out there on the table. Stay prayed up and follow those guidelines, and you should be okay. Do what you're supposed to do. When it comes down to life itself, we can't dictate anything that has to do with life. We have no control over time, period, point blank. No man knows the hour. So when it comes down to it, I don't even think about that. I don't think about time at all, because that's something I don't have any control over. But you just have to stay positive. Ease your mind, calm your spirit. Think about what you're doing this for. You're doing this for your kids. Hey, if it's for your kids, then look at that as a positive note, and that should ease your mind. Think about the things that you're going to be able to do once you've had surgery and you've lost the weight. The process of even losing the weight is awesome. Some people get frustrated because they feel like their weight isn't coming off fast enough. I made it easy for myself. I didn't weigh myself unless it was time for my doctor's visit. And some people are scale watchers, and that can be discouraging, watching pounds, because a lot of people lose inches before you even see any pounds coming off. So try not to focus on the scale either, and pretty much just focus on the journey. It's such an awesome journey just to go through the process. I remember week after week of I had to go to the Goodwill and get new clothes because I was losing weight, and it was just such an exciting journey to me. And like right now, I'm about to I started out this year as re-upping on my exercise plan and, trying to be a little bit more active than I normally am. So I'm back into the physical aspect of running 3 to 5 times a week, going to the gym and doing weights and toning. And I actually have a consult schedule with an actual an actual physical trainer so that I can kind of get myself, I don't know, a swimsuit ready, I guess. And I'm gonna put on a swimsuit again this year. Last year was the first time I put on a swimsuit in 23 years. And this year I'm gonna do it again. So just look at, I think that the only thing that's gonna ease your mind is the journey. Focus on the journey. That's the best thing that I have for you. I'm not a counselor. This is my disclaimer, guys. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I don't have anything to do with the medical field. All I can do is speak on my experience. And my experience, though people on the outside might look at it as being a hard experience or a bad experience, it was an awesome experience to me because the journey has been worth it. And it's been a blessing to me and my family. So if you guys have any questions for me about, eating, about anything that I'm experiencing as far as my gastric bypass surgery is concerned, you can inbox me. Feel free to. And, I mean, here I am, 10 years later, and I'm still kicking. I'm still good. My health is good. My overall health is great. I haven't had any effects or any setbacks from having the surgery as far as my physical health is concerned, being able to do no. So but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You can inbox me, you can leave a comment. It's totally up to you. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.